Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time to really kick off day one here of the Kickoff Classic 2021, baby. We're here. We've finally made it. No one thought 2020 was going to come to an end. We all thought the clocks were going to roll over and it was just going to become, what, the 32nd of December? Hey, my name is Miles Ross and we are ready to get you through what will be a very, very fun weekend of games. Joined, as ever, by the wonderful Chance. Do we want to try and do this now, dude? Do we do a high five in 3, 2, 1? No, it wasn't. No, it's fine. We've got the whole year to get this right. We've got the whole year to get this right. Well, we've got some good games though, Chance, bro. We're ready to rock and roll, mate. Let's just meet Dallas. Let's take a look at the Dallas Empire. A lot of folks, thinking that they may be one of the hottest teams coming into the season, and, well, frankly, you'd be correct. Chance, what are your big high-level vibes about Dallas?
I mean, this is one of the two teams that they kept their full roster coming into the new year, and for good reason. Reigning world champs, it is literally as good as you get from top to bottom. I mean, these guys are just all insane. Crim, literally the GOAT, 3 rings he has at his disposal, like 37 championships, and then the cast he has around them. Filthy players from top to bottom. Literally one of the highest skill cap teams we have ever seen in Call of Duty history.
Yeah, incredible stuff. And again, don't adjust your sets. Of course, we're at 4v4 nowadays, boys and girls. The New York Subliners, their opponents today, of course, being led from the front by Clayster, formerly of the Dallas Empire. Again, it was a tough one to make that decision, but with the change to 4v4, someone had to go. Clay, man, Chance, I think you brought this up to me once in a conversation that Clay, he really makes it hard for himself after winning a championship.
I mean, he is the true veteran. Like, he plays multiplayer within the pro level of the scene. He's 3rd prestige right now, Miles. Every single time this man wins a world championship, he hits that fresh start, gets one unlock token for the next set to go through the 55 levels, and he has to do it all over again. Every single time he finds a great deal of success, he just gets dropped, or the team moves on, or something happens, but a new fresh start for him. We can see if 3rd prestige will be his best one yet, because we know he is always going to be hungry.
Always hungry, Dino. Of course, joining Clayster, Mack, Diamondcon, the latest addition to the squad, and Asim, who was picked up to help out with the scrims, in... All things have changed, for New York, this is a very, very interesting time. But going into this first matchup, we'll take a look at the maps in just a moment. But Hardpoint, the first game mode we will be playing here in a best of 5 series. And again, for those of you who don't quite know, Hardpoint is basically Crazy King. This is a single fixed location on the map that changes throughout the game every 60 seconds. It's on a fixed rotation, and the players, you bet they know where they're going. First team to 250 points will get the win. Team scores points by standing in that hill uncontested. When a contest happens, a big old icon appears on screen, you can't miss it. The time stops, the game time will stop when teams are scoring, so keep an eye on that one as well. We've seen some exciting finishes. Chance, I mean, the game is almost ready to go, my friend. I mean, this is it. We are wasting no time. The wheels are barely up and this plane's already going, but what do you think about the Subliners? This is obviously not the roster they wanted right out of the rip, but it is the hands they've been dealt. I mean, these cards ain't bad, but today's going to be a difficult day for them. I mean, this is, as Clay put it, this is glorified practice for them. This is not the team they wanted. Things are looking a little different now, but do you think they can go the way?
I think they can go the way eventually, but keep in mind they've been on less than a week of practice. I think we found out the sad news about Zuma's at least potentially brief, hopefully brief retirement last Saturday. So they've literally had less than a week to get this practice in, and the guy that they brought in to replace him, Diamondcon, supposed to be a fantastic player, expecting him to have great communication the entire time. That is why the New York Subliners picked this man up, and he's able to run that second AR. Let's Mack make that adjustment.
Well, here we are, finally. 2021 season, almost rocking and rolling here. Find ourselves on a Garrison hardpoint right off the rip. It's going to be the New York Subliners here in our new look for the Codcaster. In those first few moments, Dallas now going to rip on back over. And again, looking at the mini-map there, the yellow players, that will be the New York Subliners. Those in the white are current reigning champs, the Dallas Empire. And there's got to be a little bit of bad blood in this game. Chance again, thinking of Clayster, having to leave that squad, having to be dropped. Now a tiny bit of a shot at, even if it is exhibition match vengeance, we'd love to see it.
Oh, there is absolutely no team that Clayster wants to beat more, and to do it off the rip would just be incredible to see. But again, your work is cut out for you. Already Empire, they're still able to hold those spawns for this next hill. And really, it's not as much as rotation to get spawns necessarily, but to get control of where the hard point's going to be. That's why you got Huke. He was over towards top green. He's trying to be that roaming slayer to keep these subliners at bay. And you got everyone else. You got to watch Bricks. You got to watch the full flank. Make sure you keep control of this area. And a man like Shotzzy, if he's in this hill, hill and his teammates have the coverage, he is going to be incredibly difficult to kill. That's why you see the Subliners taking their time. Asim trying to work his way around the back.
Yeah, Asim trying to make something happen here. Crimsix locks it down from the side of Bricks. It's going to be iLLeY finding kills on the other side of the map as well. So far, a watertight hardpoint for Dallas Empire. Subliners not able to make much happen. Mack, once again, going back into the ring for another swing. Can he find more? And at this point in time, 30 seconds remaining. He may well be looking at repositioning. That 0 there was on the minimap. That was Huke, bottom left-hand side. He was trying to make a play happen there. He cut those reinforcements out. And chance right now, there's no way the Subliners are getting in. It looks like they're just going to give this up, hold control of the mid-map, and make sure they can get the next hardpoint.
And that is the first perfect full 60 we have seen all year, and we are going to see quite a few more. That hill very difficult to break. And the Subliners, you see Asim in the feed has fallen, and so has Mack, and you see already spawning out across the map. That is the worst situation for this rotation. Because now Shotzzy, there's only 2 players that Empire have to deal with at least to approach the hill, but actually they're doing the smart thing. They recognize the spawns come out behind him, and Shotzzy taking his time, waiting for his teammates. One guy goes over to the side, he challenges the front of the hill, and the break is already in.
Oh, good. Still, spawns now working out for New York. Far right-hand side of the map. Here come the shots. Diamondcon up first. He goes down to Shotzzy once again. Asim is out. iLLeY finds a nice headshot onto him. And now Mack, all alone, bleeding out. He's in a bit of trouble. Can he take any more? No. iLLeY, the Pope, gets it done. And now over to Clayster, trying to keep the fight alive. iLLeY keeps that run going and makes sure the hardpoint stays safe, stays Dallas. And so far, it is looking fantastic for Empire here. The generators have looked theirs pretty much from start to finish. And again, Subliners, they're battling tooth and nail to stay in this one, Chance. And as you can see, spawns now already starting to flip out. Subliners bearing towards the center of the map. Not a bad position to be in. But you do have to worry about iLLeY roaming through the center of the map right now. Shotzzy providing the reinforcements. And Chance already looking like a dominant Dallas.
I mean, a dominant Dallas. You got Shotzzy 10-4. iLLeY, meanwhile, 12-5. They are just full control right now they have of the map. You got the power positions, Crim up top green with the Crimsix. And you get the lockdown on the hill. Even if his teammates are going to be far away, not able to get inside, maybe he would be able to get those players out. Diamondcon, though, again, the new second AR for the team, up on top of floating tank, the ultimate power position from this side of the map. Seeing what he can do from up top, able to take down Huke, as New York Subliners finally able to get a little bit of time on the clock.
Still a battle raging, though, on the hardpoint right now. Clayster's holding it down. Those members of Dallas making their way through that top green position, that power position, that PIP. They've finally managed to find the kills, but the trades are going quite well. Clay finally gets dropped there by Crim. Teammates turn adversaries, not the last time probably in their careers. As this hardpoint comes to a close, we will move across to our next tier. See the minimap, the small lock icon, the padlock, that center of the map will be the next hardpoint location. As you can see, Dallas, they have that center of the map control. Spawns now to the left-hand side for the Subliners. Their chance now to make a play under the hill once again. Rotations have not been terrible, but again, they're just lacking that slight little bit of cohesion chance when it comes to the pushes, and that's, going to come with time. This is basically a brand new roster for the Subliners. These results is a fistful assault here.
Either way, potential to get quite a bit of time to get yourself back in the game. It was interesting. Empire, they put no pressure on trying to get those back spawns. And if they're successful at least wiping them out, if you force this spawn in the back over towards tank and you have that green control, that catwalk control, you can start spawn killing like crazy. But Mack popping up in the feed, he was able to get a couple kills. Now you got Asim getting that clearance, and it's actually Empire that end up spawning the back towards these tanks. So this has been a beautiful P5 hold here from the Subliners so far, able to get 30, 35 seconds in it. And with 15 seconds left, they have absolutely brought themselves back in the game, exactly what they needed before the new rotations come in.
Huke's trying to make things interesting in the center, and again, trying to hold control. Still Huke on your screen, a wonderful year last year. First time we really saw Huke try to pop off, the success he's certainly found. Current reigning world champions, for those of you just joining us, the Dallas Empire going up against what could be a very interesting rivalry for the rest of the season. For the Subliners, there's much to be thought of here, as they are taking quite the hands from Dallas. As we go back over to our first hardpoint in our second set of rotations, onto Mack. Shotzzy's going to hold the line down, though. Can't take them all. Clay finds himself too. And with that, we will see a little bit of breathing space now for the Subliners. Can Dallas find an opening and try to get on this point?
And it was just a perfect play to get the break on the hill as well. You had Mack baiting out from Clayster from light. You take down the man in the power position. It was Crimsix last time. Now Diamondcon in the same spot over towards top caution and doing a great job. Not only helping his teammates out towards lights, also watching mid-map just a little bit. But as contest time comes through, we already know how important this next hill is, right? Empire got a full 60 last time. Now you got Mack on the very early rotation. Diamondcon to look out over top of him. This is a hill the Subliners need, because obviously if Shotzzy's able to pick up a couple kills, which there's the next two, if Empire get full control, they are setting themselves up for another full 60.
Shotzzy proves to be the deadliest catch as he slips the net and manages to basically take that hard point alone. iLLeY now watching the backside. Huke and Crim doing what they can on the inside of the map to make sure that all angles are safe. Once again, it was basically a clean 60 in the first set of the hard points for Dallas, and now it could well be another. Can we see the Subliners maybe try to make a break here? Or will they just once again give it up and look towards the next? Again, this is a very, very decent setup from Dallas rather, and for the Subliners, the break's just not quite there. They are being picked apart across the map. You name it. Shotzzy's finding the angles. iLLeY now making his way through the middle of the map. A lot more aggressive now of Dallas in this second set. Shotzzy now trying to make his way forward. Diamondcon, the newcomer to the team. It's going to be a Semtex there waiting for him, but Shotzzy, it just doesn't seem to matter where he is. The kills are going to keep on flying through. And now, once again on the approach, Subliners with the hold, with the rotation, but Dallas, particularly Shotzzy there, 23 kills and 11 overall, looking to punch a hole through the defense.
And keep in mind, though, this is the same situation we saw last time where the Subliners at the end of this hill start to spawn out because Crimsix is blocking these spawns. The angle he has to look towards it, and there's the pick on Clayster. Just like that, the one play, Clay is going to spawn out because Crimsix does not get killed fast enough. Finally, that comes through. And actually, I take that back. Clay did a beautiful job of holding his kill cam to buy his teammates just enough time. So a little bit of the veteran plays coming in from Clay. But even though you get those spawns, the pressure on the hill, obviously not there. Empire, again, chaining these two hills back to back, just bullying out with the pressure and with the gun skill and with Huke on a 5 spree. You can see everyone right now from Empire firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Subliners have got 2 lines of attack to really make this work out. Huke finds 7 in a row. While this hard point just keeps on going, he's already managed to make the rotation as well. Subliners have struggled time and time again here on Garrison to really break these hard points. Still on board with Huke, keeping this run going. This could be kill number 8. Diamondcon, oh, just manages to take the top off. And that's going to put the streak at an end. But nonetheless, Dallas, they will break over 200 points chance. And boy, oh boy, it is not a bad start for Dallas Empire here. Once again, looks like Subliners have got middle of the map control. They have that rotation down, but it's the breaks from Empire that have been getting the job done. And here we go. Diamondcon on the defense. First up's going to be Crim. Nice shots, gets him done. Huke can't quite get him. And that's going to be that. Asim trying to find the wall bang. There's the trades back and forth. You will see this time and time again. Asim with a nice 2. Not enough to keep the play alive, though. Can Clay now reinforce as the spawns from Dallas? Ever so close chance. And they're still alive in this push.
And you can see the Empire, because they pushed through caution last time around, they sort of open up the floodgates to try to come in through the front, but they get bullied out as Mack is able to pick up 2. The trade from Shotzzy coming in just to chip away a few seconds off the clock, but still mostly in full control right now are the Subliners. Still hanging around in this game. Keep in mind, it is really just that P2 hill that they've gotten bullied out. Every other hill, they've been able to get some degree of success. These final 10 seconds, though, going the way of the Empire, which means this next hill incredibly crucial for the Subliners because they can lose it here. Good news for them, they got the setup. Asim responsible for that green control, and well, he just gets dealt with immediately. Shotzzy's gonna sneak past. Subliners have no idea what that is. The clean 4 down, the control that they had is gone.
Oh my God.
And Empire potentially looking to close this up.
And Shotzzy, look at the map awareness already. He's like, I know exactly where they're gonna be. There's 1, that's 5 in a row for Shotzzy right now. Now the grip tightens around the neck of the Subliners here on Garrison. Clay going up against Shotzzy, it's not gonna work out. Kill number 6 in a row, 29 overall. This is starting to get ugly. Shotzzy, he's found the opening. He's found the soft underbelly of the Subliners, and it's not a tickle. He's giving them the full body blows, and it's getting ugly. We only have 25 points now for the win here. And Dallas Empire, it's quite a statement to open things up. For the Subliners, again, you have to give them credit. They're giving it all they've got here. But again, this is basically a brand new roster, and the ceiling is pretty high for this team, but they've got a lot of work to do. Not necessarily the fairest matchup they could have asked for, but hey, the fans asked, the fans received. And honestly, I kind of love it.
And I will say, though, Subliners by no means out of this yet. They have got the correct map cutouts. You got Asim and Mack picking up kills in the feed. They have green control. They have catwalk control, and they're in the hill as well. The spawn out actually does come in from the Empire. Now that Asim is up on the map, they should know. Clayster turns around, but cannot win the gunfight. Things getting dicey. Diamondcon right now by himself. Backs up off the hill, and he just gets taken down. Maybe a small opportunity for the Subliners to get themselves back in this, though. The spawn out, though, and they're going to get stuffed. And, well, now it's about just trying to stop Empire because, again, 15 seconds away, and game number 1 of the kickoff season is here.
Basically was all on Asim there to make the play. Here comes Clay. Trying to make something work out. Shots are there. Once again, toe-to-toe with Shotzzy brings him down. 20 seconds remaining on this hard point. Shotzzy stays alive. A little bit of help from iLLeY. That's huge work. That could well be it. You saw the contest there coming through for a brief few moments, but I think, Chance, this may be all she wrote. This could be Garrison done and dusted, and that's going to be it. Crim picking up the final few seconds. And just like that, Dallas Empire, they take map number 1.
you expect? Nothing less from the Empire. Clinical work and Shotzzy, by the way, throwing up big numbers just to let everybody know if there was any doubt of whether or not a new game 4v4, if he couldn't handle it, he absolutely can. As good of a performance as you are going to see, but even more so than the individual gameplay. Talk about the teamwork coming in. There was a moment on the P5 hill where Subliners started to spawn out, so while Shotzzy spawned coming on one end, Crimsix is doing it on the opposite side of the map. They were a well-oiled machine, and especially on P2, out towards that green army truck, it was a full 60 both times around.
Unbelievable stuff. Wonderful to see out the Empire right off the rip there again. Commiserations to the Subliners. A lot of work to still be done there. But hey, not too disappointed by what I saw out of Diamondcon at times. That one mistake, letting Shotzzy slip on through to that second point by the radar truck. We saw it happen. Anyway, friends, maps and modes for this entire series above us there. Garrison, over, done, out. It went to the Empire. Checkmate, S&D coming up next, and we get a double dose of raid. That's going to be control of new game mode. A fan favorite if you're a BO4 player. And of course, we're going to have that raid hard point. Moscow S&D for that game 5, should we need to go all the way. A chance. I'm excited to see control. We've obviously watched a lot of VODs. We've seen the challenges tournaments. We've seen a whole load of scrims. But now that we're in the real thing, you know, this is good practice for everyone. I want to see how control plays out. I want to see how these teams go at each other. Streaks, you know, everything. We've got a whole load of new tricks to play with here in Cold War. And I'm feeling it. This may be an exhibition match, but the pressure is still on for a lot of these players. I think for Diamondcon as well. I mean, this would be the first, like, major tournament he's played in, but I mean, for some of these guys, it's another day in the office. For Shotzzy, man, I mean, he was looking exceptionally comfortable there in that first game on Garrison.
Absolutely. I would say the ultimate takeaway, though, like, yes, it is an exhibition match, but especially for a team like the Subliners, this is the first true, like, tournament sort of environment where there is some sort of pressure, where you're playing against a team that you know is going to be going as hard as possible, where you get to see how Diamondcon reacts under pressure, what the comms are going to be like when there's a bit more energy. There is still something to be gained, still something to be learned, and the more information you can get from a tournament where you're not actually earning CDL points, it's just better preparation for once the season actually gets going. So yes, it was a tough map #1 overall, but realistically, I mean, that's one for the Subliners. They just go back to the drawing board. Maybe just don't let people come out of top green and get that control over towards P2, or work on your break around the back, whatever it's going to be. But this is the best time to identify mistakes, figure out where the holes in your gameplay are, see how the communication is going to be from the new guys on the team, and go from there. Now,
of course, we talked about the Subliners. You saw Shotzzy on screen. Love the work he's been putting through, of course, our Season 1 MVP. Going back to the Subliners, though, again, it's the talk of the town right now. We also lost Zuma. Zuma having to take he's having to retire. You know, it's a hand injury, it's a thumb injury. He's had operations to deal with this one. I mean, it's heartbreaking to see Zuma dip out. He was a fan favorite. He was an exciting player to watch. He's got a very bright career. It's heartbreaking to see this go down. And again, a crucial part of the Subliners. You know, it's not about finding a replacement for this player, Chance, but you can't ignore, you know, the impact that Zuma had, not just on the map, but I mean in Call of Duty as a culture. You know, Zuma flanks is something that everyone knows about, like everyone. And look at those eyes, what a stud.
I was going to say, as sad as it is, the rest of the league can breathe a big sigh of relief. Their flanks are just infinitely safer than they were before, and it's always disappointing when a player who's still towards the top of the game, like Zuma, is still disgusting. Like, he hasn't fallen off at all. It's the worst timing for it, but again, honestly, I just hope he can have some sort of speedy recovery or get back in the swing of things, because by no means do I want him to be done on the sticks. That is too much skill to not be able to see more in the future.
Well, he's already starting to hit mouse and keyboard, and the movement's a little funny. The WASD is not quite there yet, but man, he's hitting the shots with the mics. But that's it. Zuma, man, if you're watching this, we love you. We really hope everything's cool. But let's take a look at some stats now from last year, because again, we haven't quite started the 2021 season just yet. This is the kickoff exhibition. This is Dallas Empire. This was their ranks from last season. They were disgusting at Dom, 24-11 overall. Their S&D record was fantastic. That's 3rd overall within the entire league. But I mean, Chance, is there anything here that sticks out that kind of gives you even a taste, a hint of what to expect from Dallas now in Cold War?
Well, I think if anything, my takeaway would just be to keep in mind that they did have a slow start last year. They picked up the ball very, very quickly, but especially the opening tournament that they had, they lost to FaZe and they lost to Chicago straight away. And that was the moment where we were like, maybe Shotzzy isn't that good. Maybe iLLeY's not going to be prepared for this high-level gameplay. And then the turnaround that they had partway through the year, now they're just full steam ahead, and I don't think they're going to stop.
Now they won't stop indeed. This is the New York Subliners quick start from last year as well. Again, these are the ranks from last season. A very different looking squad now. Of course, we saw major changes from the addition of COVID to changing the way we play the game, moving everything online. Mack coming in, making a big difference. And now, of course, Clay joining the team, Mack being the only remaining member now of that New York Subliners squad from last year. And again, much to be left there, much to be thought of in terms of, the hardpoint record was quite good, but aside from that, a little bit of holes in the gameplay, but we'll see if they can't make some changes now going in a Cold War for New York. Again, a team that has certainly gone through their struggles before the season's even started, and we certainly hope they can get the iron out and take care of those wrinkles. But Dallas certainly proven to be a very worthy opponent to get things going here, and Search and Destroy, chance we say it during regular tournaments as well. This is a great opportunity to steal a map in a series and force that game for at the very least. But in terms of where we're at now, and this being a kind of an exhibition, and the New York Subliners being a little new look squad, do you think everyone's going to be going hard in this Search and Destroy? Do you think anyone's going to be trying to keep any secrets back before we do start the season on Feb 11th?
Honestly, no. I don't think anyone's going to be hiding their secrets. And yes, I do think everyone's going to be going hard because, everyone's only playing one match. That means if you go to, the best of 5, you play out everything, you're only showing off 2 S&D maps. There's only so many rounds that you're going to see. So, maybe you don't pull out the super fancy stuff, but you're going hard and you're absolutely trying to win. And when I look at a team like an Empire, I know they've been grinding Search and Destroy, both as individuals and as a team. And I know that they are going to be very well practiced on all of these maps. So I think they're going to come out and try to set the tone and just be dominant.
Here we go, Search and Destroy explainer for you new viewers. Each player has 1 life per round. They start on either offense or defense. The round is won by eliminating all 4 players on the opposing team, or if you're on offense, planting the bomb and detonating it before the round ends, or if you're on defense, defusing a planted bomb prior to the round end. Again, it's 1st to 6 overall, and we take turns in attack and defense. It's going to be a lot of fun. Search and Destroy, a real fave. I mean, Mack's he's had to dip, man. Mack's out, he's gone. See you later, Mack. The game's only starting, brother. But we'll see how the New York Subliners can go here now on this Search and Destroy. Very, very excited chance to see how this one goes down. Again, Search, first time we're really seeing it here at the pro level. Here in the CDL, the Kickoff Classic has been a whole ton of fun so far. I've got no idea what to even expect, mate. Predictions are out the window. Obviously, we're seeing some changes, to what players are using and what's currently in vogue, what's being GA'd, what hasn't, you name it, man. It's all been going on recently, but very, very excited to see how this plays out.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, no snipers, no smokes. So it is just going to be pure on strats, pure on gun skill that we're going to see. And again, that is where the experience is going to come in very clutch. I'm fully expecting Empire to just, I don't want to outright say just a dominant performance, but something close to it, man. This needs to be iLLeY's playground this year. S&D is where he needs to completely turn up. And there you go. He's the one that ends up getting first blooded as Diamondcon finds the pick over towards that.
Shotzzy with a very quick response to take care of Diamondcon out on the side of the map. Shotzzy, he also falls there to Mack. So the trades are relatively even, back and forth to go. Huke gets involved now, and it's now a 2v2. Mack and Asim for the Subliners. C6 and Huke there for Dallas Empire. Mack trying to clear the plane. Cabin looks to be safe. Huke's trying to hit that flank. There's the tags. Right down to less than 1 shot. 34 HP overall. I mean, that is hurt. The Subliners with that top lane control, not willing to let this happen, but they're going to hold hands and push forward. Crim up over the top. Oh boy, gets it done with the butt of his gun. Asim now, can he make it a 1 versus 1? Here comes the assistance, and once again, trades. They save the day.
And beautiful job by Crimsix as well. Not only to get the shot punch towards the end, but doesn't take the gunfight, lays down because he knew Huke is going to be there as his protector. Granted, Crimsix does die, but makes the perfect play to draw that player out to make sure his teammates are there. So a bit of a sporadic sort of opening, I'd say, from the Empire. Players all across the map, but eventually the plane control that they got off the rip paid dividends for them as their subs, at least early on, just able to run free.
We can now see for a Subliners offensive round. Clay with a quick class change up. Looks to be a's the bomb site of choice. Huke once again, top of the wing, flying high. iLLeY finds another one, and just like that, it all comes down to Asim in a 1 versus 3. Off the rip, it was not pretty. What's Asim going to be able to do? Finds one. Just trying to make this a little bit more interesting for him. Does have bomb for now, so with a minute just over the clock, he's got a bit of time to work with. iLLeY looking to take the fight, poke this one forward. Here we go. The timing on this could be fantastic. Crim tries to clear it out with a Semtex there, and now the bomb down. 40 seconds before detonation. Dallas trying to push this slowly. They're going to have to clear the cabin. iLLeY saw the cross. Now to play with time. The shots are there, but no, iLLeY's going to get it done. They stacked up for him. There was an opportunity for maybe a collat there chance. but a lovely retake from Dallas.
And again, that is 2 rounds back-to-back where Empire effectively just bullying the Subliners out around the plane. I think it was Huke over towards that top right wing that got the first blood over on Clay on the right side of the map. And you can see the wing control ever present as Crimsix win his one, and iLLeY did the exact same thing under the other plane wing. So aggressive mid-map control around that area. Empire have been on point. We'll see if they mix things up as well, because Crimsix actually, with our first round on offense, he just had the back of the map, jumping over on top of these crates, just effectively watching the full flank, and played it very patiently as he let his minions sort of run wild. A little bit more aggressive now, but you can see Shotzzy by himself running into plane. It's a nice little spread of the map coming in from the Empire.
Yeah, well, the spread can go. Asim tried the heroics from the last round, not able to find too much. Can he catch Shotzzy, though? Shotzzy, big brain plays, trying to bang his way through onto the bomb site. Just check it there, Asim finds one. Nice bit of work. The sticky goes through. There's a bit of a tag there. Wonderful bit of work there from the Subliners. The trades back and forth they go. It now comes to Clay. Sorry, to Crim. Finds one, tags him up. He could well try to recover the bomb. He is totally surrounded right now. Clay holding that back spin. Eyes on if he tries to leave the plane. Looks like Diamondcon's trying to hit the flank now. Just trying to find an angle here on Crimsix. And he's just sitting central plane. 35 seconds left on the clock. If he can isolate these gunfights, it would have been something special. But Subliners hold. And they don't let that round get away from them. 2-1.
Yeah, nice attempt by Crim, maybe going for some of the wall bangs. But honestly, even in that 3v1, the setup that the Subliners were able to get, pretty much perfect. It was Diamondcon that was able to swing up through A Street, get to those boxes in the middle of where the hard point is. He can then see the plane cross, so now they know if Crim goes to bomb, Diamondcon's got that. Asim can stay in the back, make sure he does not die, and obviously Clayster responsible for the other wing. So they were able to set that coverage up in a matter of moments. So you talk about experience and preparedness. New York Subliners, obviously strategically here to play as well.
Another offensive round here for New York. First bloods haven't really been working out for them, but the trades have been great. Asim once again bringing that bomb in towards B. The A site not getting any love. Clayster manages to win the opening gambit there against Crim. So with that, a slight advantage going the way of New York. Now we're seeing a bit of aggression. Look at towards that mini-map. We're seeing a lot of movement now from New York. On the flank they go. Nades are up and about. The utilities being thrown. Asim's got full knowledge. There is a player in there waiting for him. Røkkr are going to keep him safe for now. Huke trying to get involved. Does find one. Mack cuts him down immediately. Lovely trade. Shotzzy now from up high, but he goes down to Asim as well. Wonderful stuff. iLLeY now in the 1 versus 2. Oh boy, makes it a 1 versus 1. Can Mack stop the bleeding and cut him down? The aggression's right here, but iLLeY! Oh no! Oh, it's a shot punch. It's a BO4 throwback. iLLeY's a beast.
Oh, we're going to see it all, too. That is all 3 kills in the feed. This is not a man in search you can afford to challenge. And poor Mack towards the end played it all right, found the right corner, but the reaction time from iLLeY, too clean. And again, that is not a situation that we are going to be rare to see from this year from iLLeY. He is a machine in search and destroy. I do not think you can really show off as much in 5v5, maybe with the snipes, but that clutch capability you have with just 4 players on the map gets kicked up just another notch. As the young man now pushing down this A Street.
You cannot sleep on the shot punch. That's a newfound sense of confidence right there for Dallas. I mean, if they were lacking any to begin with, but now we're seeing Crim trying to pin them in towards the center of the plane. 2 of them now underneath that. Fuselage, and Huke's going to cut him down. Asim goes. Mack with a quick rebuttal. Finds another. Nice bit of work there from Mack. That's 6 kills overall. Now with Shotzzy. Toe-to-toe! Mack can't win it. Shotzzy does get it done. Clayster in a 1 versus 2 situation, and they've got no idea where he is. They are trying to hunt him out towards the back. Make sure it's safe, and oh, there it is. Play just looking slightly the wrong way. Shotzzy with a perfect timing, and it's going to be a 4-1 lead now. Dallas starting to look hot.
And honestly, it was a great job by New York. Like, Huke gets behind the lines, gets over towards yellow crate, and granted, Mack effectively does the work himself, but you saw all the arrows on the minimap. Everyone went to hunt those 2 players down. If Huke was able to stay alive towards crate, that would be a massive thorn in their side. Unfortunately, after that, Shotzzy just wins his ones. Goes on a nice flank to take down Clayster as well. It seems like over towards boxes, around the flank past this, the plane over towards B. On offense, a lot of teams putting pressure that direction. Now, though, New York tripling up in the plane, and Clay again. Huke doing the same thing. Does get traded up by Mack as the triple plane pressure here. One nade from Shotzzy, though, brings it to a screeching halt.
Oh, and it will. The Shotzzy's just like, dude, I'm hitting the flank. I'm hitting the flank. Somebody hold them there. Let me know where they're going. Shotzzy now trying to bring the fight upstairs. There it is. He's going to check his boarding pass. No, he's not. He's just going to dive straight in. Can Shotzzy, can he find any more than one? No, it's going to be a single kill to be had, but that's a 2v2. iLLeY on the flank. Diamondcon makes the perfect read, though. Asim now getting the bomb down. And Crim watching towards the backside of plane. Perfect angle from iLLeY. Takes care of the bomb planter. Now Diamondcon left alone. The bomb didn't go down either, so now Diamondcon, I mean, oh dear. That's going to be a tough round to win. Dallas, once again, pure dominance. 5-1, map point. And this is for 2-0 in the series.
And the repositioning too smart. By the way, a few rounds ago, where I was talking about the angle Diamond had on the plane cross, that's exactly what it was. iLLeY able to take the player down on the bomb, but then the smart play is just running away. He knew Diamondcon was roughly towards the back of the plane. He knows that the only play that Diamond has is to come and hunt him down, so he runs towards the back of the map, try to buddy up with Crimsix. Of course, iLLeY didn't even need the help. 7-3 right now. iLLeY having an absolute field day so far on Checkmate.
Big fan of his work so far. Offensive round now for the Dallas Empire, trying to make something happen. iLLeY versus Clay. Naughty little angle by the side of the steps there. We like that. Forces Clay back for a moment. With that, those shots, he's now managed to take control of the top plane. Huke just below him, trying to make sure no one else gets involved. Mack there, out on the B wing. Biding his time. Holding that lane. Got A-bomb coverage as well for the Subliners, so they've got all points covered. It's now going to come down to who gives away that first life and who can press the advantage.
Maybe some pressure just looking for a pick. There's the opening move. Shotzzy, easy gunfights for him. A technical trade coming through as Asim is able to find one, and Clay annoying in the back of the map. Able to take care of the flank. Huke's going to get caught, and one by one the dominoes fall. iLLeY, he has 1-1v3 already today. Now he's got the 1v2. Both players in the back of the map. This round by no means over.
Oh, iLLeY. Give us another 1v3, I dare you. Clay and Asim, they're going to turtle up. They're going to slow this right down. If iLLeY can find an opening pick, that'd be ideal. Make it that 1v1 once again. 20 seconds now remaining. There's Clay. iLLeY feeling himself, but Clay holds the line. A nice round from the Subliners. Once again, they do not let it slip, but boy, you have to give it to the confidence, the aggression there. Dallas are just looking nasty.
Very true. A much nicer round from Clayster, though, coming through. Again, Huke was actually able to get behind enemy lines towards blue, and depending on the timing, he might have been able to shoot Asim in the back, but ends up not going his way. Able to find a couple kills that round to have a little bit of bounce back, but of course for New York, they need another 4 rounds, and frankly, they need to figure out a way to deal with the aggression Empire have been throwing up on defense. Huke has gotten so many first bloods towards the wing. This time they're mixing up and potentially flooding down A Street.
Could happen right now, but Huke's on the flank. 1, 2. Quick reef peek, you can maybe get a few more. Shotzzy now trying to line up the play. iLLeY's going to back him up as we may see the push now through the rear. Shotzzy poking holes through the windows. That's going to be a nice set of kills. Huke can find number 3 in the round, and that is a decisive Dallas victory. The final round was an absolute treat to watch, and oh boy, Dallas Empire looking fantastic there in Search and Destroy.
And that is truly just bullying the opposition right there, right? I mean, we saw, what, 2 different rounds for Empire on defense where Huke jumps up to the top wing. He takes down Clayster, who was trying to push up A Street. He gets away with it enough times. He's like, you know what? Clayster's not going to do this anymore. Let me just fly up A Street this time. No time wasted. Immediate 2-piece. Easy rounds for Huke. The shot calling completely on point for the Empire, who again have not slowed down and continue to show their dominance.
And there's your stats just from the Search and Destroy there. Checkmate, looked pretty good. Just under 7 minutes overall. Nice to see that total game time. A lot of players, a lot of fans saying that because of the Subliner situation that they're in, again, this is very, very difficult practice for them in a kind of tournament setting. It could be a very, very hot 3-0, but mate, who knows? Who knows? We've got Raid Control coming up next. I don't know about you, Chance, but I'm loving this one. The Kickoff Classic has delivered the goods so far. We still have 2 more series. If we do go to a final map after this one, you never know. When we come back after this quick break, though, Game 3.
The Call of Duty League is presented by Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Brought to you by USAA Insurance, auto, renters and home insurance that's made to help the military community protect what they've worked hard for.
You cannot let that happen! Oh my god, he gets it off. Can he get away with his life? Oh no, no, no! And Scump finds another one. He's still going! What a round! It's madness around the point. The regular season MVP gets it done. LaRue with a knife, he gets it! Wow!
What's the point of grinding if you ain't gon' ball? What you doing when the money comes? Gotta get it now, ain't no time to stall. Tell them I want everything, yeah, I want it all. What's the point of grinding if you ain't gon' ball? I gotta get to the cream. I've been a cream of the crop. I gotta get to the green. Already been at the top, yeah. Shawty was so with your man. Talking the game to fly. I want everything, yeah, I want it all. What's the point of grinding if you ain't gon' ball?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League Kickoff Classic. It's Dallas Empire versus the New York Subliners, our first match of the day, and the way things are going, chance to mean it could be over before we get to games 4 or 5. But that being said, we do have a raid control coming up to start to this one. Chance, I want to talk a little bit about the off-season just before we get into this one. For a lot of players and for a lot of the fans and for us, the staff, you know, the off-season can be a very slow and very difficult thing. Unless you're a champion. If you're a champion like Crimsix, you know, the off-season is full of strange adventures. You know, Crim with his money, and again, as a world champ, they won a considerable sum. The man dropped the bag on some night vision goggles. He thinks he's the real life Captain Price, and as far as I'm concerned, he basically is. I mean, that's beautiful, man. I mean, I can't even imagine what I would do, because you got to treat yourself to something, right? I mean, it'd probably be something a little bit more sensible than night vision goggles. But hey, man, Crim's a champion. That's probably why I am not. Charles, what would you spend your world championship winnings on, if not night vision goggles?
Dude, I am not that intense of a person, because keep in mind, those are like military grade goggles. Like, he paid top dollar to get the best quality he could. Like, those are not a toy. I don't know, man. I just feel like a broke boy. I would buy like moon shoes and a Tootsie Roll or something like that. Like, I would never need night vision goggles. I'm not that intense of a person. Crim's a little bit of a psycho, or a lot of bit of a psycho, I guess, but that's the reason why he wins.
All right, let's get to control. Let's get to it. I'm ready to rock and roll. We've missed it. We love you, control. Each team gets 30 lives per round. A round is won by either eliminating the opposing team's lives, that's 30 kills overall, or capturing both points. Defensive team gets the win by running the game clock out. The game clock will stop when an offensive team is capturing the point. When it captures the point, they get a little bit more time there, and it's going to be the first team to 3-round wins. This is like the beautiful love child of search and destroy and hardpoint. We like control, and we're going back to raid. Chance, it's kind of mad, right? We're flying back in a raid. It's a fan favorite, of course, from the Call of Duty world. I first got to see raid, I think the first time I got to play it, because I wasn't around back in the day, was like COD Mobile, B and T-Pain. We were like, this map's lit.
Oh, God, the map is so good. Like, I played a little bit of it in Black Ops 2, but it's been my favorite map in the game right now, like, bar none. It's so clean. It just, like, everything about it. Like, I'm cheesing out right now. Like, the 4v4 that we've been casting over the past 2 maps, I feel like I understand what's going on at, like, almost all times. That is a new feeling for me. It's been a couple of years, and now just to add to that, as nice as the 4v4 is, one of the greatest maps of all time. For control, though, so I will say any experience these players have on it from back in the day will only come from hardpoint and search and destroy. Control's a little bit of a new one, so these guys still trying to figure out what the best strats are going to be for each of their teams. But Miles, again, I'm just cheesing out. I'm happy to be here.
Ready to rock and roll, but here we go. One thing we may have noticed in the build up to this event is that control maps can get very ugly very, very quickly. The spawn traps, the damage can be dealt from a very dominant team, but here we go. A solid start now from Dallas Empire once again. White arrows on the minimap as they are starting to cut their way through. Capturing A, 1 tick complete. They're looking to finish the second now, and you can see the pressure now mounting. Crim, he is slaying it. 3 kills in a row. Not a problem whatsoever for Crimsix.
Yeah, he's feeling great with the XM4. This is a weapon I think we're going to see more and more of as the year goes on. I think a lot of the Crimsix players are going to start picking this up just a little bit more often. And, well, you talk about potential spawn traps coming in. That's an interesting spot from Shotzzy. He would get the cuts over towards Tree, over towards Kitchen. But as he's dealt with, now Empire need a new direction. Huke waiting for the challenges to come through. He's able to find one with his teammates. Looks like he should get hunted down and shot in the side. Eventually, he is taken care of, and the pull pressure so far being dealt with by the Subliners very, very well. You can see the Empire starting just now work their way over towards this B point. They do not yet have a tick of progression.
Solid amount of kills so far. There is 11 lives. Make it 10 now remaining for the New York Subliners. The life indicator just underneath their name tag on the right-hand side. 9 lives left to the 17 of Dallas Empire. And while the action's unfolding, it'd be fantastic to hear how our world champs are doing. It's now time for an Astro Gaming Listen In with Dallas Empire.
RZ, 1 bullet. RZ, 1 bullet. I don't know.
Come right up.
Diamondcon, oh my god.
Asim's mid somewhere?
He's on their heady. He's on their heady. Low B heady.
Are you?
He's 1 shot.
Take your time. I'm trying to get his kitchen.
He's still on that heady, bro.
Tiki, Clay back.
Close. Oh my god.
It's behind us, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, behind us on the pillar.
Get time.
He's on the pillar.
He's a pillar, he's a pillar.
Pillar.
I got him.
I basketball.
I'm on your top.
I'm on money.
I'm getting on it.
iBeZy.
He's money. Watch for me.
Yo, water
I heard
steps,
him. Yeah, stairs. Stairs. You want to try, guys?
I got him.
There's one is money. I flashed for money.
Keep capping.
I think we're gonna pull steps. I don't see him.
Behind me. Yeah, here. Top. Clay full punch.
Dead. I got 2.
I'll kill Clay.
Money. And L.
L Mack. L dead.
Okay, we should be just play the kill. We're on kills.
He's 1.
We capped it.
Good shit, Porter.
Yep. Let's go, yeah.
You guys are fucking tucking, bro. Jesus.
Make a shot.
Wait, Mack.
Okay, Chance. We saw a little bit of everything and heard a little bit of everything during that one. Crimsix. What an opening.
Absolutely. I would say Huke's analysis of that first round is much better than any I'm allowed to give on broadcast, I would say. But clean and easy round, bro. You're 1 round deep. He's got 12 kills to his name. He's doubled up on pretty much everyone else in the lobby. And that is a terrifying sight, I would say, for the rest of the league. If Crim is piecing, the guys he has behind him, if those are the ones that don't have to do much on the map, that is, it's just fearful. Just puts fear right in your heart.
Yep. Let's see how we go. It's going to be a B push right off the rip. It only comes down to Crim, who's managing to find a couple. He's sitting in the very, very back end of the basketball court there. Finds one. Pressure now mounting. Shotzzy starts to reinforce. Bit of a pinch now developing. Crim once again, seemingly unkillable. Stuns are landing, you name it. The man is posted up here. Finally, Diamondcon finds him, brings him down. Shotzzy now trying to cut out those players as Diamondcon is actually staying alive here in the little tiki hut. He's serving out drinks. Slow and steady capture though. His teammates have started to rock up. This may work out. They may be able to secure the first tick. Meanwhile, over on A, we've got a bit of presence there as well. And it is going to be Clay getting that basically done all on his own. iLLeY finally comes through, but the B tick, it will be completed. A now made safe. Not going to be draining it. Again, a very valuable tactic to be applied as a defensive team. If you put your players on the point, you will drain the progress that an attacking team has made. And for now, the battle's still raging to beat, Chance.
And quite a few things going on as well. If you look at Shotzzy on the minimap, number 1, he's playing mid-map Zig or over towards Lambo. This is just to keep the Subliners spawning on the B side of the map. They are going to know pretty consistently exactly where the Subliners are going to be. Just 2 players left around over towards this B point. There's a lot of finesse by Huke going around inside the hill. Comes up from the water, does get dealt with. But again, everyone on the Empire knows because Shotzzy is still putting in work on the bottom right side of the minimap. They do not have to worry about A at all. Everything is going to be in this B point, and they just want to, at the very least, keep the life advantage, which admittedly they only have 1 up right now because this B point is surely going to go through eventually. That is going to fall. Now the pressure towards A, and this is why Shotzzy was here, just to keep these players at bay, and Clay immediately sniffs them out, deals with them, and now you can start heading towards ring.
Focus all their efforts now towards this position. I think that was a stick, maybe just a bit of a tag there. Huke and Crim now on the point. iLLeY laying pro in there as well. Shotzzy's about to pull him back off spawn. The damage has already been dealt though. Mack finds himself 2 before going down. Diamondcon's involved. Shotzzy can't even get out of top laundry as he is cleaned up immediately. Now the reinforcements starting to come through for the Dallas Empire. Trophies are down. Positioning now being fortified as the New York Subliners. Big progress. Look how fast that point's being captured. 2 ticks. They've got to make 1 push, at least to contest. Here comes the first kill. Crim finds 1. Trades are out once again. And it's going to be on iLLeY. Can he find any more kills? This is beautiful stuff. They've finally managed to clear the point. The lives are still good. 3 remaining now for Dallas Empire. 7 for the New York Subliners. It was costly. They may have just been able to stop it. Back onto the point we go for the Subliners. Shots he can't contest. And a fantastic end to the round there for New York.
And I think that round from New York, that'll be probably one of the more standard types of rounds on offense control, on raid at least, that we're going to see. A lot of teams like to just immediately off the rip, just keep putting that pressure over towards B, because if the other team doesn't respond well, like if Shotzzy is not playing over towards that Lamborghini, if he gives up the angles just enough, he'll stop blocking their spawns, and then you just spawn up right on top of the A point. So you can afford to flood B at the start because now you know your spawns are going to be a lot closer towards ring. And again, we saw it. If there is ever a moment where you can get a 3 or 4 stack on top of the point, you start getting that progression done incredibly fast.
Many bodies on the point makes light work. Straight towards A we go for Dallas. It's only going to be Crim watching the center of the map, looking for the aggression there. Trophy's down, fortifying the point. Mack in top laundry is seen there by the van. Diamond's watching the steps. The damage has been dealt, but the first tick is basically complete. No one really has an angle. Clay's trying to get involved. He's got to put himself at risk to find this, and he will risk it for the biscuit. Finds 2 just before the trade. iLLeY now shows up, finds himself a couple kills, keeps the capture going. Dallas looking very, very clean here. Favorable trades. Will the Subliners be able to get in there and stop this before it gets out of hand? iLLeY, what a big win that was, and chance you can say goodbye to A.
Done in just a moment. They're able to get 3 kills along the way. And by the way, Huke was already roaming over towards this B side. Unfortunately for him, all of the Subliners are going to spawn up in basketball, but he's still able to get 1 kill. And once again, Shotzzy, the man putting the pressure on the map, he's on the full flank, but now the Subliners starting to spawn behind them. So if they don't play this quickly, they're going to have problems. That's exactly what Shotzzy is going to recognize. Unfortunate timing for him. Clay's going to take him down, and for the moment, the Subliners have at least stabilized their spawn. That pressure on B, though, getting a little bit dicey, but Mack able to pick up 2 for money. Massive kills from him. Subliners doing a phenomenal job of clearing out their base.
Yeah, shout out to Mack. That was a killer 2-piece to really keep the zone safe. Crim and iLLeY now making the charge across poolside, and what a view it is. Shout out the observers, already finding the angles. Clay's finding these kills, and iLLeY, finds an A, does manage to catch Mack as well. With that, iLLeY's in. Now trying to apply the pressure. Can he keep that side of the map safe? Can he allow the rest of the squad to make their way forward? Here comes Huke. Here come the numbers. Crim's now still watching it from what looks to be the top of house. Diamond from money, finds the first. Keeping that site safe, and Mack now getting involved from pool steps. Beautiful stuff. The Subliners, they're holding this on the defense chance. They still are losing out by the life count. It's 11-6 overall now. As long as they can keep these kills coming, a minute left on the clock.
They have made quite a bit of progress, though. They were down by, I think, 7 or 8 lives at one point. Empire, well, they tried to flood through the front quite a few times. They've been getting punished, now trying to work their way through kitchen. You see Subliners responding to it well, though. Players creeping in the back, and Clay again able to take down Shotzzy. He does get traded out, but Asim is there for the support. You try to flood through the front, you get stuffed. You try to go through kitchen, you get stuffed for at least a moment, but that is enough to buy Huke pressure towards the hill. He's by himself, and he is surrounded, but doing a really nice job of keeping these players and money at bay as the Subliners now trying to flank around through basketball.
Diamond manages to get it done. Clay finds another one as well. That could be the opening. It comes to Shotzzy now. He does have iLLeY to back him up. You have to just work with these tiny spaces. Clay once again wins a huge close-range gunfight. And here we go. It's going to be Huke and iLLeY making their way through the pool. They're going to be going up against Clayster any moment now. Clay keeps the run going. 3 kills. iLLeY finally brings him down. That's the lives out. It's a 2 versus, what, 3, 4? iLLeY with another fist. Gets it done. Oh, boy, he needs himself. It's just chaos. 13 seconds left on the clock. Shotzzy does manage to contest at 11 seconds. Asim and Clay. You got to bring him down. iLLeY's watching the back. Clay once again comes up clutch. Now to iLLeY, charge forward. Matter of seconds remaining. iLLeY, oh baby! iLLeY gets it done again. And what a round for Dallas.
The man was made for clutch, Miles. The 1v2 towards the end, but just Clean, efficient work. That round was non-stop. This was the moment, by the way, for Mack. Him picking up those 2 kills, that was the only reason the Subliners were able to even keep it close, because they were down by about 7 or 8 lives. Either way, though, iLLeY, the consistent dagger in the side of the New York Subliners. Again, we saw the 1v3 early on in the search and destroy, 1v2 towards the end of control, and 23 objective kills for him as well.
Man.
And only 26 total, so that man is putting in some serious work.
Putting in the work. Crim and Huke right off the rip here. On defense. Making a look safe. Mack wins 1 in the middle. Nice to see for now. He's got a lot of work cut out for him, though. He's got to try to keep these players at bay. Can't quite get it done. Decent progress on towards B there. But he's playing far forward. Like, he's more worried about the players coming in off of spawn as he lets Diamond capture this alone. But again, New York, that was a tough round for them, Chance. Now as they try to hold this one down, it'd be fantastic if we get an Astro Gaming listen in with the New York Subliners.
Nothing in L.
Money. I got one money. I'm holding kitchen for you guys.
I'm pushing your L, yeah, I'm pushing your L out.
Red Lambo, 2 A sides. There's 2 pushing on their A side.
Heard you. They both pushed dark, guys. They both pushed dark.
Yeah, they're spawning close on point.
One's yellow
I'm
Lambo on me.
gonna go drive jungle, give me a second.
Are you pushing jungle? Okay, ready?
I'm framing the heady.
I'm here.
Nothing on the heady, nothing on the heady.
Go.
I'm
I'll get close.
Randy kills this spawn behind
Let's
it.
just double pinch him. Let's just double pinch him.
We gotta get art.
Yeah, they're definitely in our...
P5.
P5 Utter dead, and I got pinched in jungle.
Alright, one's gonna be
behind us.
jungle and one's gonna be kitchen.
Yo, he's gonna be in our
Okay,
Yeah, I'm looking Jim. Yeah, Jim.
Back Jim.
I got
Jump,
one here.
jump, jump,
I'm still pushing
One
one.
shot, one blue van, one yellow car, yellow van, Lambo next to you.
One
back
shot.
On the car still. You saw on the van
Laundry
on
in the
me?
corner. One more on me.
Relatively clean, as we can hear from the New York Subliners, trying to keep control here. And Mack, once again, 22 and 22 overall. A little bit of bad timing there as Shotzzy cuts him down. And Chance, I mean, anything to take away from that listening? I thought they sounded all right. I mean, this is match point right now for Dallas.
I mean, if anything, I just learned that, like, no matter how chaotic the map might look, it's nowhere near the same level that it's been for the past 2 years. Even with situations where you have players spread across the map, everyone incredibly aware of exactly what's going on. The unfortunate thing for the Subliners, they've just been busy getting spawn killed. They have yet to get complete arc control in the slightest. Huke with the shot punch, gonna take down another, and Shotzzy still over towards this back garage area. A menace on the map. Shotzzy again constantly causing problems. Finally, they're able to get a breath of fresh air on this control, but that's just to get arc. Now you gotta go towards the hill. iLLeY able to find one. Mack trying to stay alive because he gets made one shot, and this ring control still being held by the Empire, who have that 3-life lead.
3 lives for now. Just over 40 seconds on the clock. Clay trying to make the approach. Catches a wild iLLeY out and about before being taken down by Crim. Crim now trying to get in behind on the spawns. Diamond's got to take care of him. While we start to see Asim get a bit of a capture there on the point. Mack will finally take care of Crim in the back of their base, so now you have an open lane to work with for the New York Subliners, but the draining of the point there as A will no longer be available really to grab. Now solid defense been set up. You have a lot of work to do for the Subliners, and Huke's behind you. Oh no, Huke is in your base. He's cutting you down. He's taking care of these players. 20 seconds left, and it's all on to Asim and Chance. I think we can safely say that Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open here in the 2021 Call of Duty Kickoff Classic.
And we certainly expect nothing less from the reigning world champs. And again, you have to acknowledge that this is not a match where we are drawing any long-term conclusions about any team, right? New York, they are coming on less than a week of practice. The 3-0 is effectively expected from the outset. But I will say, man, Empire looked clean. Constantly pouring the pressure over towards the beast, or the A side of things, pass ring, constantly up in their grill over towards back garage. The S&D, iLLeY's getting the 1v3 clutches, getting the 1v2 clutches in control. You got a taste of everything you want to see if you're an Empire fan. Even Crim throwing up the most kills in that control, as Huke, at least for that game, was just along for the ride.
He was, he's the right place, right time. Like, you name it, man. The squad, everyone's roles are so defined. Everyone looks so clean, man. Like, you gotta feel great. Rambo Ray somewhere just rubbing his hands together going, that's my guys, that's my guys. I like that, I like that. We like it a lot. I will say though, I'm just gonna say this as a raging fan, like, man, we're in for a good year. That control that was a good one. That was a good one between, like, what? A very well-practiced team and a team that's had to make some changes. What's it going to be like in the next series, the series after that? What's it going to be like on Sunday? How good is this tournament going to get? How the Kickoff Classic? It's a beast, Chance. It's good to be back, friends. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. But that's it. 3-0. I think a lot of people predicted that one. I think that was one of the more commonly predicted scores. Next series, like a 3-2. And after that, like 3-1 maybe. I don't know though, mate. I don't know. Chance, I have a fun one here, by the way. This is a shout out to last season. Do you remember last season when you dropped an F-bomb on broadcast? So I drew a little picture of our faces when that happened, right? So that's you there saying something, and I'm just like, oh mate, what? You can find it on Reddit. It's really funny, really, really good memory of the 2020 season, because let's face it, some crazy things happened, and that was basically one of my favorites. Shout out to Chance. That was a joy, brother. Our first series of the day done and dusted. Let's have a quick look at the schedule for tomorrow. You know what's coming up later today, but tomorrow is going to be a real fun one. Not only for the games, we also, which I'm very excited about, the group selection show and the stage 1 schedule reveal. That's going to be great, mate. But Chance, any games tomorrow that you're really looking forward to? And be honest.
Literally, I mean, just starting at the top, I want to see Scraps go against the Royal Ravens, because like you talk about whether or not, or like how hard these teams are going to go, because obviously it's just exhibition. Scraps is going to be out for blood, man. Like he is going to be ready to kill tomorrow. But all those matches are good. The battle for the North is always going to be fun, but then obviously OpTic versus LA Thieves. If there's like there's not a single Call of Duty fan out there that does not get a little bit giddy when you see that matchup.
Of course, the group selection show. I mean, this is something with a little new. This is going to be a little bit different. They're showing just before the OpTic versus Thieves match. Again, if you're not already on YouTube, or if you're actually watching through the COD League website, because don't forget, we got drops, baby. We got drops. I've seen the blueprints. I've seen what we're getting this year. There is some cool stuff coming your way. Make sure your accounts are linked, and make sure you head over to youtube.com/COD League. Again, link those accounts. Serious. Last year we gave away a ton of cool stuff through drops. This year they're even better. They're definitely better. I'm loving it. Where are we at, mate? So we've got to talk about that group selection show. Honestly, like we teased it a little bit with the Warzone, like the player selections and things like that. Like we've played with this idea before, but the way we're actually running the tournaments this year, the way we're running these home series, like I just feel like we're going to go into every event with like someone's got beef with someone. We're going to build storylines all year long. I mean, I think we should just go full WWE, start handing out chairs and rig the whole thing. But this is getting close to like allowing like fans and players to have much more input. I love it.
Well, I will say though, the closer we get to like the WWE, the stronger Clayster himself is going to become. Like he is built for that. That'll be his wheelhouse. So maybe he'll be one of the players fighting for it. But it's a great time, not even just for the storylines, but the hilarity of knowing that you're a team that is either being shown respect because the other teams admit that they don't really want you in their group or whatever it's going to be, or you get straight disrespected and you just have a chip on your shoulder for the entire year that you're trying to work off. I mean, even just with how many roster changes we had from last year to this year, there is a plethora. Every single player in this league has a story behind them, and there's a lot of redemption arcs potentially in the works.
There's so many redemption arcs, but speaking of stories, we've got plenty of stories to be told here. There's challenges. Don't forget challenges. We dropped the intel on you. 20 weekend cup tournaments across North America, EU, and APAC. That's a lot of cheddar. $130,000 dues total pricing. That's going to be 5 open events during the team majors across North America, Europe, and the APAC region. $500,000 total pricing, and of course a broadcasted finals. The new editions of the Elite Series across North America and Europe, again another $500,000 total pricing. That is a ton of cash for challenges. We've thoroughly enjoyed the Challengers Cup so far. We've had all sorts of goodies been shown, and now we're ramping things up a whole new level. This is going to be the schedule for those Elite Challenger events for all 5 seasons, going to be running from February all the way through to July. Get them in your calendars. Again, just have to look at what happens for a lot of these Challengers players and teams. Guys like Mack, guys like Diamondcon. You find yourselves going into these academy positions for the CDL rosters, and before you know it, you're in a starting lineup here in the Call of Duty League. The path to pro has never been more, I want to say, concrete. It's never been more guided. You know where to go now. Before, I'm getting people being like, how do I get involved in competitive Call of Duty? I'm like, Challengers, get in Challengers, let's go. There's a path for you now. We'd love to see it. The system works, and it's been a very, very exciting year so far, and plenty more to be played for, Chance.
Absolutely. In Challengers, you have to give them a lot of credit as well. They are something fierce this year. There's a couple Challengers teams that have been beating up on the pro competition, at least early on in the year. Even from last year, like the European Challenger scene was the best we've ever seen it. That might have been the first time that they were clear-cut better than the North American Challengers players. So there is a just ungodly amount of talent that we don't even have in the league, which just puts the pressure on the teams and players that are actually in the league to perform, because there is a ton of players waiting in the wings.
Tons of players waiting in the wings to take these spots. Again, that's the cool thing about the whole system. If you don't perform at that top level, there's always the bench. There's always challenges. if you ain't performing, you're out, baby. We'll see how that all goes, though, as we get ready to get into our next matchup. We're just waiting on one of the players, I believe. But a 3-0 chance. We can go back to that. We can touch upon that if you want. I mean, again, it was kind of clear cut. The New York Subliners, again, it's been tragedy. It's been difficulties. It's been visa issues. Again, Hydra, bon chance, man and me. I hope this all works out. And again, for Zuma, like, I really do hope that everything, you know, goes as good as it can for him, man, because we miss Tommy. We love him very much. And we hope he's doing well. But for the Subliners, I mean, this is a bad start for the season. Like, Clay loves a challenge, let's be real, but I feel like this is a really unfortunate hand to be dealt so early on.
I mean, they're just looking for some semblance of stability, right? It's your plan. Like, they were even playing with Hydra at some point because the situation was so murky that they're playing with him when he's in France and he's dealing with like 150, 200 ping, and they're like, oh, this isn't going great. Now we'll just get like Asim back in the mix. Like, they've been trying so many different things, and they've had like, what, 2 months to try to get all this done, and then you get the Zuma retirement to come out to give you less than a week to prepare for this. So it was expected that they were going to struggle early on, but again, that just means that hopefully they can take this as an opportunity to see exactly where they're at against arguably the best team in the world right now, figure out what the vibe is going to be like with the team, see what everyone's comms are going to be like when you're playing against guys like Crimsix and iLLeY, and just get a feel for it. And hopefully they can start progressing incredibly rapidly over these next 2 to 3 weeks.
It's on them. Get themselves in the lab, get the work done. Well, that is going to be all for our first series of the day. When we come back after this very quick break, we have Lottie talking to Crimsix about that quick victory there over the Dallas. See you after this break.
The first match of the day is done and dusted, and in a 3-0 fashion from Dallas Empire. I am joined right now by Crimsix. Crim, I've got to say, man, the confidence from your team is oozing at the moment. Obviously, first game back in competitively. Okay, I know there's no points involved today. Oh, you can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now? That's
but
good.
I'm echoing.
That's good. Thank goodness. I was panicking. I was panicking. You're echoing at the moment?
I can't. Oh, Jesus.
You can hear yourself?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no. It's all right. It's all right, guys. Hopefully production can meet you on the system to try and
test
right now. I hope so.
Nope. It's echoing, and I don't have the ability to talk when it's echoing. So, next match.
Okay. That's all right, Grim. Hopefully production can do it. We're gonna try and fix that and make up for a bit later. Crim, I'll talk to you a bit later on, so don't panic. Hey, look, it's feelers right now. We're gonna head to a break, and hopefully we'll speak to Crim at some point. Incredible job from Empire